Part 1, the premise: unveiling the equation. The unseen force behind your finances. Have you ever felt like you're on a financial hamster wheel? You work hard, you earn a decent living, you follow all the rules, you save, you budget, you invest, and yet, the numbers just don't seem to add up. You're constantly chasing a future of stability that feels just out of reach, stuck in a relentless cycle of anxiety and frustration. You're told that wealth is a game of strategy, a cold calculation of income versus expenses. But what if the conventional wisdom is missing a variable? What if the spreadsheets and savings accounts are only half the equation? What if your financial reality is being shaped not just by what you do, but by who you are? This is the wealth equation. For too long, we have focused exclusively on the action variable, the budgeting, the investing, the side hustles. But we've overlooked the most powerful and often most neglected part of the formula: your personal energy. And we're not talking about some mystical, abstract concept. We're talking about the tangible, measurable fuel that drives everything you do. Your energy is the culmination of your internal state, your mental clarity, your emotional resilience, your physical vitality, and your sense of purpose. It's the unseen force that dictates the quality of your decisions and the effectiveness of your actions. A low energy state isn't just a feeling, it's a financial liability. It manifests as a lack of focus and chronic burnout, which makes us prone to procrastination and a feeling of being overwhelmed. We know we should be organizing our finances, but the sheer effort feels monumental. When we are emotionally drained, we are particularly susceptible to impulsive spending. We buy things not because we need them, but because we are seeking a temporary dopamine hit to numb the stress and sadness we feel. This behavior is a direct symptom of an underlying emotional drain, a desperate attempt to fill a void that money can never truly satisfy. Compounding this, many people carry the invisible scars of financial trauma, past hardships that create a deeply ingrained, subconscious energy wound that sabotages our efforts before they even begin. It's a heavy weight that keeps us stuck, no matter how hard we try to move forward. The common perception is that poor financial behavior is a character flaw, a lack of discipline or willpower. But a deeper understanding reveals that it is, in fact, a predictable symptom of a depleted energetic state. Many people are financially literate, they understand the principles of saving and investing. Yet, they consistently fail to act on that knowledge. A low energy state, particularly one fueled by chronic stress, directly impacts our cognitive function. The prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for rational, long-term decision-making, becomes impaired when we are under constant pressure. This means that when we are burned out, stressed, or emotionally compromised, our brain is neurologically and psychologically incapable of consistently making sound financial choices. Our behavior is not a reflection of our failure as a person, it is a direct consequence of a systemic drain on our personal energy. The solution, therefore, is not to simply try harder, but to restore our energy, and in doing so, restore our capacity for success. Part 2, the breakdown: deconstructing the variables. Chapter 1, the energy of the mind, mindset. The first variable in our equation is the energy of the mind. Our thoughts are not passive observers of our reality, they are active shapers of it. Your mindset is an energetic frequency that either attracts or repels wealth. A scarcity mindset, born from a place of fear and lack, focuses relentlessly on what is missing. It's a closed-loop system of fear that leads to risk aversion and a reluctance to invest in oneself or new opportunities. Why invest in a side hustle when you're convinced you'll lose money? Why try a new career path when you believe all the good opportunities are already gone? This is often coupled with a fixed mindset, the belief that our abilities and intelligence are static. This belief creates a profound fear of failure that paralyzes action and prevents us from engaging in long-term financial planning. A growth mindset, however, views challenges as opportunities for learning and expansion, making it a powerful engine for long-term wealth creation. It is a high-energy mental state that doesn't fear failure but rather sees it as a temporary setback on the path to success. This mental state is profoundly enhanced by practices like financial visualization. By mentally rehearsing our financial goals, we align our subconscious mind with our conscious desires, creating a powerful feedback loop. We are essentially programming our inner compass to navigate towards our financial North Star. This is supported by foundational practices like mindfulness and meditation, which improve focus and cognitive control, prerequisites for any complex financial task. The act of sitting with your thoughts, of observing them without judgment, is an act of energetic recalibration that brings clarity to your financial world. A scarcity or fixed mindset is not just a belief system, it's a self-perpetuating energetic state that actively repels financial opportunity. The person with this mindset is constantly in a state of fear and worry, which creates low-energy behaviors. They don't take calculated risks, they avoid complex financial documents, and they procrastinate on investments, convinced they will fail. This inaction then confirms their initial fear, creating a cyclical loop. I'm not good at this leads to I won't try, which leads to I don't succeed, which then reinforces the original belief, see, I knew it. The mindset is a closed-loop energy system that prevents the person from taking the very actions that would lead to their success. Breaking this cycle is not just a change in thought, it is a fundamental shift in your energetic state. Chapter 2, The Energy of Emotion, Emotional Intelligence. Our emotions are not just feelings, they are potent forms of energy that directly influence our financial state. They can either drain our resources or amplify them. Negative emotions, such as stress, sadness, and fear, have a direct and often devastating impact on our finances. Anxiety about the future can lead to hoarding money or, conversely, to impulsive spending as a coping mechanism. We see this all the time. A bad day at work leads to an online shopping spree. That moment of temporary relief is a neurological and psychological bypass of rational thought. When a person feels stressed or sad, their emotional brain takes over, seeking immediate comfort and instant gratification. This is not a failure of willpower. It is a biological reaction to a low-energy state, exacerbated by chronic stress, which impairs the prefrontal cortex's ability to make logical, long-term decisions. The antidote, therefore, is not to simply don't spend, but to heal the emotional state that triggers the reaction in the first place, thus restoring the brain's ability to make high-energy, rational decisions. The power of positive emotions cannot be overstated. Consider the profound practice of gratitude. A grateful mindset is linked to increased contentment and a sense of abundance. This feeling of having enough naturally reduces the need for emotional spending. It fosters a more positive and empowered relationship with money, transforming it from a source of stress into a tool for building a life you love. When you are operating from a place of gratitude, you make decisions from a state of clarity, not a state of fear. Chapter 3, The Energy of the Body, Physical Well-Being. Higher income is well documented. This is not simply because healthier people take fewer sick days. It's because physical vitality fuels cognitive sharpness, emotional stability, and the stamina required to pursue ambitious goals. The cognitive cost of a low-energy body is immense. Sleep deprivation, for example, is a silent killer of financial success. It severely impairs judgment, impulse control, and the ability to make complex financial calculations. Think about how difficult it is to focus on a budget or a new investment opportunity when you're exhausted and running on fumes. Burnout isn't just a mental state, it's a physical condition that saps your ability to think clearly and act decisively. This table illustrates the undeniable connection. Physical health is not a separate component of life, it is the foundational energy source that fuels all other aspects of the wealth equation. A low-energy body leads to a low-energy mind, making it difficult to focus or think strategically. This, in turn, makes it nearly impossible to manage emotions effectively, leading to stress spending and other reactive behaviors. Without a physically high-energy state, the other pillars of the equation, mind, emotion, and purpose, will inevitably crumble. Prioritizing physical health is not just a wellness choice, it is a non-negotiable financial strategy. Chapter 4, The Energy of Connection, Purpose and Contribution. The final variable in the wealth equation is the energy of connection, the state of being aligned with your purpose and contributing value to the world. Working with purpose is a powerful engine for success. It increases motivation and productivity far beyond the confines of a paycheck. Consider the transactional drain of low-energy work, where you're simply trading hours for dollars, feeling unfulfilled and exhausted at the end of the day. Now, contrast that with the generative flow of high-energy work, driven by a deep sense of passion and a desire to contribute something meaningful to the world. This same principle applies to your spending. When you align your spending with your core values, you experience greater financial contentment and less guilt. This is not about being a miser, it is about channeling your financial energy into what truly matters to you. The money you spend on an experience, a skill, or a cause you believe in returns to you not as a temporary high, but as a feeling of genuine fulfillment. This high-energy state of purpose and value also fundamentally redefines your relationship with others. Strong social networks, built on trust and mutual respect, are a primary source of new professional and financial opportunities. This is not about networking as a chore, but about naturally attracting people who are drawn to your authentic, high-energy purpose. When you are passionate about what you do, you naturally radiate an energy that attracts others who are similarly motivated and aligned. This creates a high-trust, high-value network where people are more willing to share opportunities, collaborate, and support each other. The wealth isn't just a byproduct of the work, it is a natural outcome of the high-energy interactions and opportunities created by a purpose-driven life. This is the ultimate expression of the equation. Your internal state of energy directly shapes your external reality through the connections you foster. You become a hub of positive energy, and people and opportunities are naturally drawn to you. Part 3, the activation implementing the equation. Chapter 5, Calibrating your financial frequency. Now that we understand the variables, the question is, how do we activate this equation? It starts with a shift in perspective. Your financial strategy is not just a set of rules, it is a method of raising your energy frequency. This is a holistic, 3-pillar plan for transformation. Pillar 1, Mindful Awareness. You must first become a student of your own energy. This means identifying and reframing your limiting beliefs. What stories do you tell yourself about money? Do you believe it's hard to get, or that it's the root of all evil? Acknowledge these energy leaks without judgment. A simple exercise is to write down your deepest fear about money. Then, write down the opposite statement as a new, empowering belief. The act of bringing these beliefs into the light of awareness is the first step in disarming them. Pillar 2, Strategic Action. This is about shifting from reactive, low-energy behavior to proactive, high-energy strategy. Gaining financial literacy is an incredibly empowering act that reduces the low-energy state of powerlessness and anxiety. Learn about investing, understand your credit score, and create a high-energy budget, one that aligns your spending with your core values. Instead of viewing budgeting as a restriction, see it as an act of self-care and empowerment. Automate your savings and investments so that you're always working with and not against your energy. And when faced with a daunting financial task, reframe it. Instead of seeing it as a chore, see it as an opportunity to enter a state of flow, that focused, productive state where you lose track of time and the work becomes effortless. By reframing procrastination as a symptom of low energy, you can address the root cause and reclaim your power. Pillar 3, Generative Habits. Your daily habits are the engine that sustains your high-energy state. Make physical activity a non-negotiable part of your routine. It's an investment in your physical battery that pays dividends in mental clarity and focus. Prioritize sleep hygiene. It is not a luxury, but a necessity for optimal cognitive function. Incorporate daily mindfulness or meditation practices to sharpen your focus and a regular gratitude practice to ground you in a sense of abundance. These aren't just good habits, they are the fuel that keeps your wealth equation running at peak performance. Chapter 6, The Ripple Effect and the Alchemist's Path. The true power of the wealth equation is its ripple effect. When you begin to raise your energy frequency in one area, it inevitably begins to affect every other part of your life. The person who prioritizes their physical well-being finds they have more mental clarity for their work. The person who practices gratitude finds they are more resilient in the face of financial setbacks. The person who aligns their work with their purpose finds that opportunities are naturally drawn to them. This is not about chasing a specific number in a bank account. It is about the profound relationship between wealth and well-being. True fulfillment doesn't come from a specific dollar amount, it comes from the process of becoming a higher energy, more aligned version of yourself. The money you attract is a mirror of the value you generate. When you are radiating high energy, you are naturally generating value for yourself and for the world. The financial success that follows is simply a byproduct of this process. It's not about what you have, but about who you become. This is the alchemist's path. You stop seeing yourself as a mere manager of money and start seeing yourself as a creator, a transformational force who can turn their internal state into an abundant external reality. Conclusion: becoming a financial alchemist. The greatest wealth is not just about the money you accumulate, it's about the energy you cultivate. Your financial reality is a direct reflection of your internal world. The wealth equation, energy plus action equals financial reality, is a profound invitation to a different way of living. It is a call to stop fighting against yourself and to start working with the most powerful force in the universe, your own energy. The work begins now. It begins with a single act of awareness. It begins with one deliberate, high-energy choice. It begins with you. Stop chasing money and start cultivating your energy. Become the kind of person who naturally attracts wealth, opportunity, and fulfillment. Become the financial alchemist you were always meant to be.